Okay, let's give you guys another example. So suppose you've been given these parametric equations and you're told that a particle is moving along this path for time being greater than 0. How would you go about visualizing the path in your mind? How would you picture that path in your mind? So to try and have an understanding of what's going on, we would try and eliminate the t. Somehow try and eliminate the t. So the way we do that is to get this added to this, and then later on the right hand side we will get this added to this. So that will then take us to here. That will then take us to here. So basically, looking at these two, get this added to this. That will then give you this, and then this add this. That will then give you this. Now these two being exactly the same, they will cancel each other out, leaving you with 2t. Now divide both sides by 2. That will then give you t equals this. So we can then put this into the t, and then 1 divided by t is really the reciprocal of this. So this thing here will then become this. Will then become this. Okay, so now merge these two. So now it's just a matter of tidying this up. So somehow tidy up. So somehow get the two denominators to be the same. So on this side, times top and bottom by x plus y, and then times x plus y, and then over here times top and bottom by 2. So that will then give you this, and then multiply this to both sides. So that will then give you this, and then now just somehow blah 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 tidy up, and then it will then give you this. Now this here will describe the path, but the thing is, at this stage you probably won't recognize this, but in the future I will ask you to be able to recognize this. So at the moment we don't know what this looks like. So let's go back one step. So at the moment we are trying to understand this, what this looks like, and let's go back one step. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. You know this will then give you a circle, and you should be able to recognize this by now. But then if you have a minus in front, it will look like this. It will look like this. It will look like this. But then if you have a if you switch these two around, it will look like this. Okay, so in the future, I will ask you that when you get to this stage here, you should in the future I will ask you to be able to recognize that it will give you this. Okay, it will give you something like this. So going back to here, when you get to this stage here, in the future when you get to this stage here, you should be able to recognize that it will give you this. It will then give you this. Okay, or an alternative is to draw your table. So select some simple t, and then create your table. Once you've got your table, then you can plot. Let's say you didn't know the graph here. Once you've got your table, you can then start to plot some points. So when t is very small, when t is 0.1, x will be 10.1, y will be negative 9.9. So that will be somewhere around here. Now, so this is when t equals very small, 0.1. Now select some easy points, like when t equals 1. When t equals 1, x will be 2, y will be 0. So x will be 2, y will be 0. So that's when t equals 1. So select some other easy points, like t equals 10. When t equals 10, x equals 10.1, y equals 9.9. So 10.1, 9.9. So that's somewhere around here. So that's t equals 3. So you can see that that the particle is moving in this direction here. Okay. So even though x squared minus y squared equals whatever will give you this thing here, because t has to be strictly greater than 0, we are following this path. This here we can ignore. This has nothing to do with it because we require t to be greater than 0. Okay, so overall, when you're trying to understand, hang on. So overall, when you're trying to understand, hang on. Overall, when you're trying to understand these parametric equations, try to eliminate the t. Sometimes it's very difficult to do. Sometimes it's impossible to do. But try to eliminate the t. That will then take you to something. Hopefully you would recognize. Okay. So from now on, when you see this, try to picture this in your mind. Okay.